Welcome to Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga today. This is our second time after Sunsalutes to work on a practice. By now, you should know your Sunsalute A, Sunsalute B. We will do a few standing, a few seated, and some closing poses. Today, let's talk a little bit about the breath. You're trying to always breathe in through the nose and out through the nose when you do Vinyasa yoga. Well, when you do any kind of yoga. And this is to build the energy. This is to build heat inside of you, and this helps to detoxify. That is the purpose of the breath. So I will breathe kind of loudly in what's called Ujjayi breath. And it's some people call it the Darth Vader breath. It sounds like this. That will help to build more energy, more heat in the body when you do that. So let's go ahead and get started, focusing a little bit on the breath. And I'll probably do a little bit extra today than we did last time with 4 Sunsalute A's and 3 Sunsalute B's. At any time that it is too much for you, you can take a child's pose or take an extra breath. Just knowing that you're working up towards being able to do this practice. And you can always repeat and replay on our videos. So come to the top of your mat. Your feet should be pretty close together. They could even be touching. Lift up at the chest, the sternum. There is a tendency to lift up at the shoulders when you do that, but you actually want to lift the sternum, but lower the shoulders. Sometimes that makes our ribs bulge out. Bring that slightly in. Feel your feet on the ground. Go ahead and close the eyes and bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra or prayer pose. That is the thumb touching the sternum and the other fingers are straight up. Feel the inside of your body, meaning you're paying attention to how you feel inside. Maybe there's some place that's extra tense and you want to release that. Just breathe for a moment. We'll do one more little breath and then exhale all of your air. Inhale and then a single Om will begin. Inhale. Bring your hands down to your sides. Open the eyes. Inhale, thumbs overhead. Look at your thumbs on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up and out, shoulders wide. Exhale, step back, high plank to low plank. You can put your knees down or not. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Breath number 4, one more breath. And 5, inhale, look forward, step forward, halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. The knees can be bent if needed. Inhale, bring the hands over the head. And hands to the side, Samasthiti. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, looking up and out, shoulders wide. Exhale, step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. And that's 5. On your inhale, come forward. Exhale the head down. Inhale, come up, look to the hands. Exhale, Samasthiti. Again, inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, looking up and out. Exhale, step back. High plank to low plank. You can put your knees down if you want to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You could also do child's pose in this spot. 1, hands are wide. 2, heels are low. 3, navel is lifted towards the ceiling. 4, shoulders wide. 5, inhale, come forward, step forward, halfway lift, looking up and out. Exhale, head down. Inhale, come up, look to the thumbs. Exhale, Samasthiti. And again, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, looking up and out, shoulders wide. Exhale, step back, high plank to low plank. This is also called chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Elbows close to the ribs. Exhale, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Again, a child's pose is possible here as a modification if it's hard to hold the downward facing dog. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look forward, come forward, halfway lift, looking up and out. Exhale, the head down, forward fold. Inhale, come up, watch the thumbs. And exhale, Samasthiti. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. X. In. X. In. X. In. X. Last breath. Inhale. X. Next, come forward. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands to the side. Surya Namaskar B. Bend to the knees. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, forward fold. 2, 3. Inhale, look up and out. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Immediately step forward with the right foot in a lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, down, step back. You have to move a little quick through this one. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, second side, left foot forward. Inhale, the lunge, but hands up or just wide chest. 2, 3. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. again, hands are wide, heels are low. The midsection is up towards the ceiling. One more breath. 5, inhale, come forward, halfway lift. Exhale, head down. Bending at the knees, come up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Here we go again. Scoop the hands up with the bent knees. Exhale, forward fold, head down. Inhale, look up and out, shoulders wide. Exhale, step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step forward with the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward in the lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Again, if this feels like too much, you can do child's pose instead. That's breath 4. One more breath. And 5. Inhale, bring the feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees as you scoop up on the inhale. And exhale, Samasthiti. One more. Bend the knees, scoop up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up and out. Shoulders wide. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, stepping forward with the right foot to lunge. You can also just bring your hands wide, chest wide. Exhale, down. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, left foot forward, lunge. And again, I'm going to do a wide chest instead of above, but I'm looking up. Exhale, step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Child's pose is an option. And 5. Inhale, come forward, halfway lift. Exhale, head down. Inhale, bend the knees as you scoop up. Exhale, Samasthiti. We're going to go into our standing poses. Hands on hips, feet are hip distance apart. Lift up and out in the pelvis, up and over the fingers as you come into your forward fold. Taking the toes in a peace finger or the OK signs around the toes. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, head down. Begin the count. 1, 2, bring your shoulders away from the ears. 3, 4, 5. Keep your feet fingers where they are, but lift halfway, looking up and out. Change your hand position so you're stepping on your hands. Inhale, elongate the spine again, up out of the pelvis, and then the head's down on the exhale. Inhale and exhale 5 times. And again, check the shoulders. They go away from the ears. That's 4. One more breath. And 5. Inhale halfway, look up and out. Exhale, hands to the hips or waist. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, feet together. Sunsalute, hands to the side. Those were your forward folds. Hopefully you're starting to memorize that far. Now triangle, stepping out to the right, hands on the hips. Pivot your feet so that your right toes are straight, pointing towards the short edge of your mat. The back foot is in a 45-degree angle with the heel a little bit away, the toes coming towards center. Tee out the arms, palms facing away from you, so they're facing the long edge of the mat, and then tilting over like a little teapot. Left hand is in the air, right hand is down. You can look up at the left hand or straight forward. Breathing here. And 5, inhale, tee out the arms, palms forward. Pivot on your feet so that the left foot is going towards the front of the mat. Exhale, the left hand down. It might be near your ankles. It might only be above your knee. You could actually take your toe. That's the ultimate spot that we will get to. I kind of like putting my hand on my foot. One more breath. And 5, inhale, tee out the arms still. Switch the feet. So we're back to this first position. Bring your arms all the way around. Your left hand goes past center and down. So the right hand can be up in the air. The left hand is across on the foot. And this is called twisted triangle. If your shoulder is bothering you, you can put your hand down on your back this way. 2 more breaths. And 5. Inhale, come up, untwist. Tee out the arms, pivot on the feet. Bring the right hand across center. The left hand is up in the air. Or again, it can lay on the back if your shoulder bothers you. The palm of the hand is facing away, like the same direction as my face. And 5. Inhale, untwist, bring the hands up, still teeing out the arms, then step forward into Sunsalute. Good, so we have done 2 forward folds, we've done 2 triangles. Let's add one more pose today. It is just like triangle, but we're gonna step a little further out and lunge the right knee on the first side. So stepping out as if you're doing triangle, but a little bit wider step. Bring the right knee into a 90-degree angle with the floor. You can put your hand with palm up on the knee this way, and then bring your left hand across, giving it a nice side stretch. And 5, inhale, tee out the arms, pivot the feet. It's the same thing, second side lunge, the left foot. I'm putting my forearm on my thigh, reaching the right hand across past my ear, giving a nice stretch to the intercostal muscles or the ribs. I'm kind of twisting towards the ceiling with my upper body. And 5. Inhale, come up. Arms are teed out. Same thing. We're going to go back to the twisted position, bringing the arms all the way across. Now I'm going to bend my back knee and kneel on it. So I'm in this half kneeling position, taking my left elbow across the thigh in this way and bringing my hands together in prayer. I'm doing a twist. And 5. Inhale, look forward. Come on back up and pivot on the feet. So we're back to that second side. And then I'm going to bring my knee, my back knee down to the ground. Right arm, elbow, cross the knee, hands in prayer towards my sternum and looking towards the left shoulder. I'll do this twist in 5 breaths. And 5. Inhale, unwind. Go ahead and I put my hand down to stand back up and bring the feet together at the top of the mat, hands to the sides. Namaste. Okay, we've done 3 poses of standing. Now let's go to our seated poses. This we do with a vinyasa, which is just a Sunsalute A without holding the downward facing dog. So inhale, look up to the arms. Exhale, forward fold, head down. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders wide. Exhale, step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then we just step forward and sit down on the mat. Bring the legs in front of you so that it's like we're halfway into a forward fold just by sitting with our legs straight. So the first pose is just hands down, lifting the sternum, trying to keep the shoulders down away from the ears while we lift. Just sitting tall. Dandasana. One more breath. And 5. Now I like to scoop my belly up. So I'm going up over the top of the femurs and then forward. For some people, they might not go very far. What we don't want is this bending of the back into a cat back, keeping a straight back, forward fold. Hands can go to the side. If you are to the point in your practice that you can take your toes, that's what you would do. And 5, inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. We're going to do it a second time. If you are to the point that you can take your toes, then you change your hand position so that you are reaching around the outside of each foot in this way. If you are not able to reach that far yet, then just the hand might go slightly forward and just really lift the sternum, keep the sternum up while you come forward again into your second forward fold. There's a tendency to lift the chin. Just let the chin be straight. and 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. There is a third one. You can just do the exact same thing again, or you can reach a little bit further. Maybe you want to scoop a little bit again, up and over. This third one you may feel different from the first one or two. And 5, inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. In the regular practice, we would do a vinyasa here, but we're going to skip that vinyasa and bring the hands behind us. So fingers forward, palms away, and about 8 to 10 inches behind us, we place the hands on the mat and just open up the chest. So here's a closed chest. Here's an open chest. I'm working my elbows towards each other, shoulders wide, the scapula coming towards each other, elbows working energetically towards each other. This opens the chest. And just breathe here. Last breath. And 5. We're going to go forward into a vinyasa now. Bring the knees up, cross at the ankles. Maybe you even tuck the ankles under this way and roll forward. Hands are forward now, ready for the plank, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to sit down again, just like we did. Okay, we learned on the last video, that series. I'll teach you a new one today. So we start in the same pose with the feet forward, sitting tall in what's called staff pose. Going to take the right foot and the toes are straight or pointed and bring the heel in towards the hip joint. Now that might be a challenge. You might end up having it down below the knee. I don't know. Your body is where your body is. It doesn't really matter. You just work from where you are. The one caveat is don't put it right on top of the kneecap. That could create too much pressure on the knee and we want to preserve your knee. So it's either above the knee, below the knee if needs to be, and as close to the hip joint as you can get it. Now sitting tall, it's a forward fold from here, or it might be that you're just sitting tall doing that. If you are able to forward fold, you can take your foot with your hands and breathe. One more breath. And 5, inhale, look up. Exhale, sit up, release the pose. You're going to take that foot down. Again, normally in the full practice, we would do a vinyasa, but today we're just going to go into the second side. So now the right leg will be straight. The left leg, the knee will be bent. The heel coming as much as you can towards the hip crease, wherever that is for you. Sitting tall. And then the forward fold again, or just continuing to sit tall, depending on where your body is. It's the third breath. 4 and 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release this pose and bring the foot down onto the ground. Bring the other foot up, cross at the ankles. The toes are pointed as you come over the top of that cross and step back into Chaturanga. And then come into the seated position again. Okay, so you've learned really 2 series of the seated. There's the forward fold and then the open chest series that we did first. And then Ardha Baddha Paschimottanasana, the half bound forward fold, is the one that we just did on both sides. So this is a review to help you memorize what these poses are. Ardha Baddha Paschimottanasana. So we're going to go into our closing poses now. The first thing we always do when we go into closing, unless we're really in a hurry, is some kind of a back bend. If you're somebody that knows how to lift up into an arch, that's great. You could do that. But most of us aren't quite there yet. So we're going to do bridge pose, bring the feet on the ground. I need to scoop my tail forward towards my feet and then lay right down. Let the back relax on the ground, soles of the feet on the ground. The hands are down to the sides with the palms up. Now, bring your low back into a flat back position. Another way of saying that is bring your tailbone pointing towards the backs of your knees. This will create a flat back. And then on the inhale, you're going to raise the hips into the air and just hold that while you breathe 5 times. Last breath. And on the exhale, bring the hips down to the ground. And we're going to repeat that. I'm going to scoop my shoulder blades underneath, scoop my feet up a little closer to my buttocks, and repeat this with the flat back, tailbone towards the backs of the knees. Exhale the air, inhale up, and 5 breaths. And 5, exhale, bring the hips down. We're going to do a third one. An alternative is to raise the hips up and down. So it's up on an inhale, down on an exhale. You can do that one with me this time if you want. Bring the tailbone pointing towards the backs of the knees or that flat lower back. And inhale up. Exhale, lower the hips, trying to keep that flat back. Inhale, 2. Exhale, down. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, down, 3. Inhale, up. Exhale, down, keeping the flat back. One more. Inhale, up. And exhale, down, 2, 3. Now, just bring your knees into your chest in this laying down position. Just squeeze them up. Nice stretch to the lower back. Just a few breaths there. One more breath. And then cross at the ankles. Maybe take your hands and hold your feet and see if you can rock up and forward, and you're ready to come forward into your chaturanga. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. And then back into your seated position. Just cross-legged, easy pose, easy seat is what this can be called. You can have one foot in front of the other. You can have a foot tucked under if that feels good. You can take a foot up on top of the other. This is called half lotus. Any of those positions that feel comfortable for you is great. So we're going to do Yoga Mudra now. Bringing your hand forward, thumb down, circle it all the way around until the hand is on the back on the left side. This opens up our shoulders as we do this. You may be able to take your forearms or your elbows and sitting tall. Exhale, come forward. On this, you can close your eyes. And we're just going to do 8 breaths here. One more breath. On the next inhale, come up, open your eyes, and bring your hands in front of you, palms up. Let the wrists rest on your knees. So the elbows remain straight, your spine is straight. Maybe even tuck your chin a little bit. The eyes are open, but looking down towards the mat. Hands, palms, flat open. And we're going to do 10 slow breaths. Each breath will be 10 counts. So exhale your air. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale slowly 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale slowly 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale slowly, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale slowly, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, eyes are open, looking at the mat. Exhale, elbows are straight, spine is straight. Inhale, this is breath number 6. And exhale. Conserve your exhale so that it comes out slowly. Inhale, this is number 7. Really fill up the lungs. You should feel the intercostal muscles expand as you take that full inhale. Exhale slowly, conserve the breath. Maybe doing Ujjayi breath, which is that Darth Vader kind of a breath. Here we go, number 8. Inhale slowly, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale slowly, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale. Exhale slowly. And your last one, deepest breath of the day. And exhale slowly. And then just release your elbows and sit for just a moment. You can close your eyes here and just go inside, internal. See if you can find the eternal part of you and just smile at it, your higher self. Don't let the brain start talking to you. Just be with yourself. You find the brain to be busy, say thank you for sharing, and then go back to that internal place. In your everyday practice, you can stay here for as long as you want. But now open up the eyes, bring the hands forward. We're going to do a chaturanga. Stepping back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then bring your knees down, just turn onto your back side, feet down, palms up. If this is hard on your low back, you can bring your knees up and rest your legs against each other, so like you're not kneed. You can also be prepared to have a pillow or a cushion underneath the thighs or the knee area. You want this to be as comfortable as you can make it. In the colder months, you may want to have a blanket prepared. It takes energy to keep your body warm. So if it is a colder day, it's really a good idea to have a blanket. It can be nice to have a towel over your eyes or an eye pillow if you have one of those. Just release and relax. Notice what is touching the ground and what is not. Check your jaw. Release your jaw if it's tight. Check your shoulders. You may end up wanting to tuck your shoulder blades under a little bit more. So the jaw, the back of the head, the shoulders, the collarbones, just relaxing and melting into the ground. The low belly, the glutes. Always checking in with the jaw again. The thighs, the calves, the heels, just sinking like you're floating on a cloud. If there is noise in your house, like there just was on the recording perhaps, this is a time to practice the limb of yoga called pratyahara. Pratyahara is allowing the senses, all of you can hear, see, taste, smell, touch, to come in, really bring that inside of you, and notice that there's maybe a sound or something that on the outside, some sensation. And you know it's there, but it just doesn't bother you because you've drawn your senses inward. Again, that's called pratyahara. It's one of the 8 limbs of yoga. Maybe sinking a little deeper. So when you're doing your practice at home, maybe with the recording, you decide to stop the recording and allow for a longer Shavasana. The typical Shavasana is about 10 minutes, which is really a wonderful time after you've really worked your body. You can relax your body in a different way than when you're trying to go to sleep. In fact, it's nice to know that it takes energy to sleep. So if you build your energy through this practice, it can make your nighttime sleep even better. So begin to wake up, wiggle fingers and toes, maybe take a big inhale. And keeping the eyes closed, move on to your side. If it feels good for you, you can use your hand or your arm for a pillow. And just feel that side position for a moment. I like to think of this position as the place of new beginnings, kind of like fetal position. And slowly begin to push yourself up into a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Notice how your body feels as it moves through space with your eyes closed. Really pay attention to your body. And just sit comfortably for a moment with those eyes closed. Let's bring the hands together in Anjali Mudra. With those eyes closed, we're going to do a single Om like we began the practice. Exhale all of your air. Inhale then Om. Notice how that feels. Thank you for spending some time with yourself today. It's really important as you bring more goodness into your life intentionally by doing this practice, you begin to build your ability to tolerate more, and that helps us to be kinder to other people as we're kinder to ourselves. And that makes the world a better place. So thank you for making the world a better place today by doing this practice.